Kan ada musik nggak sih pas kamu naik tuh?
Attention please, the agenda will begin. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin, please be seated. I have a note to make before we begin today's agenda. I would like to ask your cooperation in order to make this agenda goes well. Currently, switch your mobile phones to silent mode to avoid interruption. Turn off the audio when the speaker talk, and only turn on your audio if you have any question. Thank you for your cooperation and attention. Ladies and gentlemen, our agenda is about to begin. Please have a seat. Thank you for preparing yourself to attending and joining our agenda today, and let's begin. Good morning, Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Namo Buddhaya. Greeting to all of us. The Honorable Director of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar, the respectable our speakers today, Dr. Wijaya Pakai from India, Mrs. Anastasia Fokiva from Russia, and Dr. Minatri Astawa SPPD from Bali. Secretary of the Department of Nursing Health Polytechnic Denpasar, the Head of Supplementary Study Program Health Polytechnic of Denpasar, the Head of Nurse Professional Applied Bachelor Study Program Health Polytechnic of Denpasar, the moderator, Holy Day of our agenda today, Gede Pino Aditya, the entire committee in this event that I am really proud of, and all of my beloved participants in this event. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a quote said, do it now, then do it life, right? So let me introduce myself. My name is Ikolam Pasa Adirinata, as the Health Ambassador of Health Polytechnic Denpasar 2022, and I'll be your Master of Ceremony this morning to guide you all on this event. First of all, I will thanks to God Almighty because of His blessings and grace we can gather this morning for Thee. Kuliah Tamu Nursing Department of Poltekkes of Denpasar 2023. Welcome, Stars Management. Ladies and gentlemen, there is several agenda that we will go through as follows. The first, opening. Second, praying. Third, singing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya. Fourth, welcoming speech from the director of Health Polytechnic Denpasar. Fifth, moderator CV reading. Sixth, first speaker CV reading. Seventh, delivery of material from first speaker. Eighth, second speaker CV reading. Ninth, delivery of material from second speaker. 10th, discussion session. 11, conclusion. 12, documentation session. And the last, closing. Ladies and gentlemen, before going further, let us pray to God, because of God Almighty and blessing we are all together in this event. Allow me to lead the way of prayer today. Ladies and gentlemen, please to stand up boldly. Pray according to your religion and belief. Pray, begin. Pray, finish. The next event will singing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep stand up properly. And for the committee on duty, the time is yours. The event continued with welcoming speech from the director of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar, as well as the opening of our event today. To the Honorable Mrs. Dr. Sri Rahayu as the aircraft escort nurse MCAS are welcoming. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat.
Cek. Oke, cek. Ya. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My voice clear at Zoom online?
Yes,
Check.
Bu, your voice clear.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay. Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Namo Buddhaya. Salam sehat, salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. The honorable speakers, Dr. Ramji Repaka, yes, from Mechanical Engineering and Center of Biomedical Engineering at IIT Ropar, India, ya, Mr. Okay, thank you, Mr. And then Ibu Anastasia Fokina, yes, from Rusia, okay, thank you. And then Bapak Dr. Nyoman Triastawa, spesialis penyakit dalam, thank you Bapak. RSUD Klungkung, Bali, from Bali. And then Manager of Head Poltekkes of Denpasar, Vice Director Sri Ibu Ayu, thank you Ibu. And then Sekretaris Department of Nursing, Head of Study Program of Nursing, Master of Ceremonial, Moderator, and of all participants, maybe lecturer ya, lecturer online, Bapak, yang Bapak Ibu dosen ya, okay. Thank you. In this morning, we will kuliah tamu or guest lecture about stress management ya, management topic good from we ya. Bapak Ibu, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the invitees and attendants who are very happy and we are proud of them. And then first of all, let us offer praise and gratitude to the presence of God Almighty, who always gives His mercy and grace to of all us. We would like to thank the invited guests who have agreed and to attend, as well as the committee who have prepared so this morning activity that can no problem or not, tidak ada gangguan, lancar, semoga sukses for all ya. Okay. Welcome to Poltekkes Kemenkes Denpasar, Mr. and Mrs. Ramji. We call Mr. Ramji. Yes, okay, and Ibu Anastasia ya, to Poltekkes Kemenkes Denpasar, yes. Polytechnic Kemenkes Denpasar or Head Polytechnic on Denpasar is an institution that provides vocational and professional education and is one of the technical implementation unit of the Directorate General of Health Workforce Indonesia Ministry of Health. Ya, kami adalah salah satu bagian dari unit pelaksana teknis dari Direktorat Jenderal Tenaga Kesehatan Republik Indonesia. Currently, Head Polytechnic of Denpasar is set to hold international classes in the nursing department. Yeah. This topic about management stress, so we hope to get input from this event regarding the implementation of this topic in this morning about management stress, because in this current area, many people experience stress related problems which causes many factors. Yes. People react differently, so stressful situations, yeah. What is stressful for one person may not be stressful for another, and almost an event can potentially cause stress, yeah. For some people, just thinking about the trigger or several smaller trigger can cause stress. So that way we raise this topic is good. So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that will come speak from me. We apologize profusely for organizing and welcoming this activity. We close with Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To give a great opening speech, Mrs. Dr. Sadimu Escapos MKes is the Director of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't feel like we are at the peak of the event, namely the delivery of material by the speakers. Before that, let me tell you the curriculum vitae from our moderator who is guiding the delivery of material by our speakers today. He is Gede Aditya as the moderator in this event. He is live in Daily Manager Street, 401 number 4 Summer, Denpasar. And he was graduate from Daily Senior High School and person he studied on Health Polytechnic of Denpasar. Here is the several achievement that our moderator ever had. The first is Health Ambassador of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2021. Second, first place of National Education Video Competition organized by PIC and Mora Bhakti in 2021. First place of Poltekkes PKMP Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2022. First place, Poster Kemenkes PKMP Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2022. Literacy Ambassador of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2022. Third place, Braille Speech Competition, a series of the fifth Braille language Mount Klungkung Regency in 2023. First runner-up Bagus Klungkung in 2023. Mahasiswa berprestasi Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2023 and other achievements. And here the experience of our speakers today as moderator. The first, as speaker at National Health Day in 2021 at Elementary School State 3 of Tulikup, Gianyar. Second, as speaker in EduHealth Fair Health Polytechnic of Denpasar in 2022 and others. So, that's all the curriculum vitae of our moderator today. Without any further ado, the event will be guided by the moderator to our speaker as moderator today, Gede Aditya. Time is yours to get on stage.
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you very much to Master of Ceremony for the time he has given to me. And before we go into our speakers today, let me introduce myself. My name is Keperawatan, is one of diplomatory nursing student of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar. And now I am as your moderator in our speaker session. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen who are attending in this auditorium of Health Polytechnic of Denpasar, and also on Zoom meeting and also in YouTube live streaming right now. Today's agenda, we are going to discuss about stress management with our great speakers. They are Dr. Ramji Ripaka, our first speaker. He is from India. Good morning, Mr. Ramji Ripaka. And also Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina, our second speaker. He is from Russia. Good morning, Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina. And also Dr. Nyoman Triastawa, SPPD, our third speaker. He is from Bali, and he will give the conclusion from our first and second speakers today. Every speaker on our agenda today has many great experience that will share to us on the event. So I think there's no doubt for our speaker today. That's right, everybody? Okay, so to the Honorable Dr. Ramji Ripaka, Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina, and also Dr. Nyoman Triastawa, SPPD, please take the place on the stage. Okay, I am among the speakers right now, and before we start to our speaker delivery of the material, let me greetings to all our speakers. For the first, good morning, Mr. Ramji Ripaka, and how are you today?
Morning, very nice.
Okay, nice, sounds good. And yeah,
Great, get going.
good, thank you. And how about Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina, how are you today?
Thank you. I'm very good, and I feel big honor to speak here today, and also see so many bright faces. So I'm sure it will be a great time.
Thank you, Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina. It is our pleasure. And also, the last is Mr. Triastawa. How are you today, Mr.?
Great. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. Yeah. I've been discussing about your future. Now, our Miss Anastasia already seen you're very bright. And about Miss Sumirta just explained about your future will be more and more bright. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And we, as a student, hopefully we can be brighter in our future as well. And thank you so much for coming to our university right now to deliver the material and share to us how about the stress management. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before going to delivery of our material from the first speaker, allow me to read the curriculum vitae of our first speaker as an introduction. All right, our first speaker is Dr. Ramji Ripaka. Dr. Ramji Ripaka is an associate professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Center of Biomedical Engineering at IIT Roper. And his educational background are, he received his bachelor degree of mechanical engineering from Andhra University, and after that he received master degree in mechanical engineering from Jadavpur University, Kolkata, and he received PhD and Mechanical Engineering from IIT Kharagpur. And his work experiences, as you can see on the slide, there are several experiences. The first is he worked as assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at NIT Roperla before joining IIT Roper. And the second one is he is also as an associate of editor of ASMI, Journal of Engineering and Science in Medical Diagnostic and Therapy. And the third one is just editor for a special issue of Minimal Invasive Thermal Therapies of ASMI, Journal of Engineering and Science in Medical Diagnostic and Therapy. An editorial board member of Electromagnetic Biology and Medic and Gas Associate, and the other several work experiences that he had. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the curriculum vitae for our first speaker. But before we start, let me inform how the presentation will be going on, sir. So you have time only 50 minutes to deliver your material right now. Okay. And after that, we will continue to second speaker, Mrs. Anastasia Vakaina. And after Mr. Remjuri Paka and Mrs. Anastasia Vakaina has presented your material, and we will continue to Q&A session. So I would like to remind to all the participants, if you have any question, if you be it in auditorium Poltekkes of Denpasar, just raise your hand and I will choose all of you. And after that, if you joining on Zoom meeting, just raise your hand and I will ask you to give your question to our speakers. And if you join to YouTube live streaming, just write down your comment in column comment if you have any questions. So without any further ado, for Mr. Remjuri Paka, the time is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Is my voice audible? Do you hear me? Yeah, this is difficult to modulate, so I will try to avoid this to the maximum extent possible. Well, so welcome you all, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to this Polytechnic Institute, the director, the vice director, and the other administration, and I am really indebted. And here, actually I came to Indonesia first time, and to this Bali. So I came as a visiting professor to ITS Surabaya on Monday. So I was delivering lectures in fluid mechanics, that is the part of mechanical engineering. So by training, I am a mechanical engineer, but I work in healthcare related problems. So basically, I work in cancer therapy. You can think how a mechanical engineer works on healthcare problems. So nowadays, in the past, people think the doctor is doctor and the engineer is engineer. There is no mix or synthesis, which we say. But as the time progresses, and you might have seen many inventions, so which require not only medicine or not engineering, engineering, but both should go hand together, hand in hand. So that is where the engineers come in. Being a mechanical engineer, but first of all, I want to become a doctor 20 years back. Yeah. I want to use my
start, yeah, because on Zoom meeting cannot able to.
Okay. I hope my voice is clear now. Well, so I wanted to become a doctor, but unfortunately not. But after completing my doctorate, so I started doing research in healthcare. So what we do in a nutshell, so there are cancerous tumors in different organs of the body. And the gold standard is, I'm getting into the stress, just I'm trying to de-stress you all. So before, earlier, the gold standard was, all of you know, it was incision, surgery, and then they cut and then remove the tumor, and then they remove the periphery of the tumor for not to allow reoccurrence. Reoccurrence means it should not come back. Now, the technology is so developed that before even without incision, without any resection, so we can ablate or we can kill the cancerous tumor by using the technology. So that is where we help the clinicians, the surgeons, to make sure that they will not make a cut in simple language, but they can remove the tumors effectively and with minimal pain. So that is what we say, minimally invasive thermal therapies. So now it is gaining momentum in Asian part of the countries as well. It is being used in US and Europe, but nowadays in India also it's being used very widely. So this is my brief background about my research. Why I have said is because there is a connection with this Medical Polytechnic College, Denpasar. So just I would like to speak a few things about stress management. We are speaking about stress management, but we will see some insights, take home message before leaving this place. Achha. How many of you are really under stress now, sitting in this space? Many of you? Including me, by seeing you all. Yeah, well, so it is very important, as you know, you all being practicing nursing, and more than a doctor, the nurse should be in proper command. So you all know that, because the patient first sees the nurse rather than the doctor. So doctor comes in and then goes out, but the nurse is the person who stays, who for the whole journey of the patient in the hospital. So the nurse should be in a proper de-stressed condition. Otherwise, the patient will go haywire. Well, so that is why we see why it is so important for us, not only the patient, but for the practitioners, the nursing practitioners, to be in de-stressed condition. So we will take some insights for this. There are many reasons. Rather than a monologue, it can be a dialogue. So I will keep putting certain questions a part of the talk, so that if you want, you can respond to my questions. Well, so we are very worrisome when you are coming to the hospital, when the doctor is coming to the hospital, even when the patient is coming to the hospital. And we wanted to see how this journey of stress management is very helpful for all of us. So we will go together. Next, please. Next. Yeah. So in the past, you see, there was not that much technology being developed in terms of tools, in terms of, equipment, in terms of understanding what is going on inside the human body. We are more concerned, of course, not only the animals, but human body also. So though the science is developed, still you have many other issues which are propping up. Next, please. Next. Well, starting from, tilling, cultivating the land in the old ways, olden methods, to the present date, where we are cultivating the land using complete mechanical machinery, making the process very fast, very simple, less stressful condition. And you have a transportation, which we have been seeing earlier. There were carts, bullock carts, and then horse rides and so on. Still they are there, but now for pleasure. Now rather we wanted to go for advanced transportation system. Rather than steamers, from hopping from one island to another island of your Indonesian archipelago, so we are going by air now. We are cutting short the time, and it is really helpful for us. So in one way, we are very happy, but we see the other part. Next, please. Next. Because nowadays we all are addicted with the smartphones, gadgets. We enjoy a lot, but at the end, we are really in deep sufferings, though we are enjoying. So it started with the invasion. So many other, what do you mean to say? Control. I want to control a person, a society, a nation, the whole world. So that is where the whole trouble started. So when we are there, as it was, so there was no issue. But when we start thinking of controlling others, then the whole problem comes in. Next. So we have seen, apart from these man-made troubles, another man-made trouble was purportedly the COVID, and we all have suffered, including you, off the dais, on the dais, everyone. So there was no exception for anyone, right? You agree, right? So in spite of this, in spite of the technological development, modern advancement, still we are coming under this type of situations. It can be a man-made, it can be a nature-made, pandemics, and then catastrophes, and so on. So we are always in stressful condition, though we achieve what we wanted. Can anyone say that in this hall, can anyone say very boldly that they are achieving everything, but still they are free from stress? So it is next to impossible. Why? Because we are in that state, we are in this condition where the situation will never make us to be stress-free. So it was very nice living, nice huts in a secluded zone far from the city life. There were no cities earlier. But now, next, we have big towers, skyscrapers, big buildings, but still we are not happy. We are not happy really. Next. Next. See, in 1990, the person who was very lean and the TV was very bulky. We all have seen, at least we have seen how the TVs were earlier. They are called CRT TVs, cathode ray tube TVs. But as the time progressed, we in 2008, even 2023, the person becomes stout, bulky, and the TV becomes flat. So where from it is going? Well, so we all know the reasons. Next. So in today's world, what it says is, because the nutritionist, the clinician, so they will also say, those who are studying this part, that when you are under stressful conditions, definitely, rather than losing weight, you are gaining weight. So we all are under stressful condition. Next, even from our parents, grown-ups, adults, children who are going to school, class 1, they are carrying huge lump of bags for no reason. It was not earlier, at least when we were studying, it was not like that. No big bag, no big luggage on the back. But now the time changed, same studies, but more stress. Next. Next. What is stress? How do we get it? Next. How to come out of it? We will try to have a glance, if not thoroughly. Next, please. What is stress? It is highly subjective. If I put a question, how do you define what is happiness? Or what makes you happy? So I can guarantee here, whoever are there, they will respond to different answers. It is very subjective, very relative. There is no one fit for all answer to one question. Similarly, the stress cannot be defined in a simple language or in few words. The different persons, different people with different background will describe that in their own language. Next. Next. So most often, we can say that due to workload, too much burden, you have to attend many patients, one after the other. It was so and so intense during the COVID time. And you are also succumbing to the same COVID virus. Next. Usually, when we don't enjoy the work. Next. Mind is boggling. So what to do this? To do this or that, or shall I keep quiet? Sometimes, but we can't keep quiet. We can't sit idle because we are not being paid for that if you are not doing that. Next. So it's very difficult to define. As I said, you can't say in only few words. It is very subjective. Next. Similar to, how do we define the smell? How do we define the taste? And there are other features which we experience, but it is up to us. We may not be able to express in simple words. Next. But we all experience it, as I said. Next. Next. Even though none of us want what is the stress. We don't want. We want to be happy always, forever. Next. So stress is the emotional and physical strain caused by our response to pressure. Pressure, I was speaking about this pressure only in the ITS Surabaya. So it is not only internal, but it can be external. Internal, we will discuss why internal stress, but external, you all understand. When I work in an organization, so different people who are my bosses, who are my juniors, who are my colleagues, so all will be making me to be in a stressful condition, if not in a happy situation. Next. Well, mind is boggling. So mind is confused. Mind is under stressful condition. Next. So in mechanical engineering or in basic physics, when you go for higher secondary, +1, +2, they will let you know what is stress. Not the mental stress, but the physical stress. The force I am applying on certain thing per unit area. A simple language. Force per unit area is called stress. But here we can assimilate, we can bring an analogy that the stress is the force per the area. Instead of area, it is an absorbing capacity. Among you, one person can handle 5 patients. One person can handle 10 patients, but one person cannot even handle 1 patient. So to give an relative understanding. So here, absorbing capacity, how much I can absorb. The more I can absorb, I will be more stress-free. The less I absorb, the more I will be in a stressful condition. So we can just simply draw an analogy that stress is forced by not area, but by absorbing capacity. Yeah, come in. Next, please. So there are many reasons. If you see this, oh yeah. So you have multiple reasons. I hope this screen is visible to all. So maybe because of muscle tension, teeth grinding, apathy for others, and then trouble concentration and headaches, and then even sometimes you feel vomiting. One of my friend, whenever he has to attend the exam, he vomits severely. In the class, he was fine. Post class, he was fine. Before exam, it was fine. Post exam, it was fine. But when he enters into the exam hall, we have literally seen him. He was literally vomiting. Huh? So how much stressful condition he is in. But it's not for me, but many of you, you might be going very nicely and going and giving the exam without having that extent of stress. So it is very subjective, and then it is, highly relative. Next. So it can be scientifically, it can be classified in the 3 categories. One is simple acute stress, episodic stress, and you have chronic stress. Of course, I'm not going to describe all these things. It will take its own time to take lecture on this one topic, one slide. So one is short, acute means short. You are sitting in this space. Once this lecture is over, you are going out. You are stress-free. And episodic, you are staying for 8 hours duty. Suppose 8 hours. In India, it is 8 hours session. So as long as you are there, you are reeling under the same pressure. But after 8 hours, so when you go out of this hospital, you are freed. Okay, today I'm free. Let's see for tomorrow. But when you say chronic means, oh, today also I have to be, tomorrow also, throughout my lifelong, if it is not my bread, to earn, then you will be in stressful condition for your whole life as long as you are in this job. So we should not have that. Next. So there are different stress causes, reasons. One is because of my professional engagements, like as I said, it can be chronic, it can be moderate, it can be episodic. Next, next, next. So you have, because of work, we all know, I need not to tell again separately, especially for you. And then interpersonal relations, how well I am, how good I am with others, whether I am properly talking, properly interacting, properly communicating. Forget about patience among your own colleagues. And you have others because of lacking of job security. First thing is very important, whether I will be having employment till my whole career or not. That is very important. So we have many stressors. The reasons for stress, there are many. This is in our professional life. Next. So in your personal issues, you have finances. May not be meeting my daily requirements. Next, you have the family problems. So one is this, and you see that my family problems, my father, my mother, my brothers, my siblings, and so, even my spouse, and then too busy, occupied with many things to keep them happy. They may be happy, may not be, but we are always under stress. Next, lifestyle changes. My colleague is getting a nice Innova Krista car, but why should not I? I don't have sufficient pennies in my hand, but it is even a stressful condition because here everyone is under different situation. There is no uniformity among our situations, among our conditions. Next. So all these are external factors. As I said, in addition to this, we have internal factors as well. So the major stress causes are internal stresses, internal issues, the psychic related, your mental problems, in which condition you are, which surroundings you are, who are your friends, who are your colleagues, what is your job environment. Example, I wanted to sit and watch movies. I don't want to do work. Can anyone pay for me? I wanted to play with the toys. I don't want to work. Can anyone pay for me? There are certain jobs in US. You play with the toys, you make the kids to play, you make the kids to have fun. They are being paid for that. But instead of that, he has chosen a job where everybody is playing with him in terms of getting work. So how painful it is. The situation may not be same, may not be, available for everyone at any time. Next. Next, personality factors. You have professional, you have personal, now you have the personality factors with respect to our mind. And that is, I'm very much worried. This is chronic. Because I'm having worry for all the time. It's not episodic or not acute, but it is chronic. And you have pessimism, whether I can do this job or not. I have no confidence, but still I get into this job. Or I get into these studies, whether I would be really performing up to the mark or not. Next, you have non-realistic perfectionism. Don't worry about perfectionism. If you think perfection is required, you may fail repeatedly, which may not be your bread and butter. So don't worry about perfection. Next. So these are pure psychological factors, psychic, related to your mind and mental condition. Next. So some interesting facts about the stress, especially some studies related to USA. Next. So it says that 2/3 of the persons who visit to office, who goes to office, so they visit the family doctors. 2/3 of, that means out of 3, every 2, they visit the doctor because they are reeling under severe stress. Next. So stress-related mental disorders have been called the fastest growing, the troubles basically, occupational disease in the United States. Next. You know why we are only talking about United States? This is true with everyone, but where there is more health there is no problem. But where there is more wealth, there the problem comes in. They have everything. They have stress also. Almost everyone experience events that they find difficult to cope with, though they may. So next, what it leads to, all of you know, when you have more stress, more pressure on the heart cannot pump the blood more than its capacity. Then these arteries, veins may fail, and you will be ending up with this, heart attacks. More 75%, they are ending up with the same problem. So these are the stressors. Stressors means basically an event or a situation which make us to feel stressed. So they are like living situation, comparing with others, relationships, may not be doing well with my spouse or my children, my parents, and then you have environmental factors. It's not always conducive for us. We may require air conditioner, but you sit more for time in the air conditioner, then you will have, respiratory problems, so and so. In finances, which is very important, we all work for finance, for money, and then family needs, and then working to get the money, and you have health, illness, and then studies. Some children, they don't like studies, they would like to play, but we think if they don't study, their life will be null and void, so we force them. So sometimes they become against us. Next. So these are the things which have been, grouped in 4 categories. One is related to body, related to mind, and you have related to your personal behavior, etiquette, and then our mental emotions. So all these things have been put in 4 baskets. Next. So how we can get rid of this? How we can get the solution for this? So all of you, including us, when we go to the college or the university or the institute, what for we go? Is my voice clear? Why we go for a college? Why we go to the college? Anyone can answer? Primary cause, primary reason. One aspect which makes us to go to the college. Okay, let me make the question more simple. You all are coming here for training in a prestigious medical polytechnic, Denpasar. If you say you stay at home and then you study by your own by reading the material available over the internet, so do you get the degree? Do you get the degree? Will you be employed in a hospital? Yeah, you can be louder. So without a formal degree, will you be employed in a hospital? Answer should be no. So the main purpose for me going to the college is to get the degree. But in addition to degree or the certificate, what else we get? Rather than this, just I will say, what do you mean by holistic? So apart from degree, I get my friends, I get my colleagues, and I get to know how I need to talk to others. I know how to interact with others, and so on. I get enemies also. So when you go to a college, main purpose is degree, but I get many things together. So in the same way, when you try to learn certain things, your approach, the path should be holistic. Holistic means it should include many things, not only one. Like I'm an engineer, I enter into a college, institute, I got my degree, and I enter into a job. I don't worry about other persons, sympathy, apathy, nothing. I think I got job by my own efforts, so I should exploit now. Then it is not holistic. It is personal, becoming too personal, selfish. But when I think that my knowledge should be applied to the well-being of the society, then apart from that, that is one part which you are getting open up. And when you cover all the aspects, then we say holistic rather than selfish. Holistic means covering all aspects of life. So next. So it's a scientific study where it shows Yerkes-Dodson law. We all require certain amount of stress. If we don't have stress, you know what we do? You see the left side, very inactive and bored. They will say, I'm feeling very bored. I'm not getting interest. Because you are being paid without doing work. So you become very, boring person. And as you are being put on more and more stress, slowly, gradually increasing, you become more efficient. You know, unless I work, unless I attend 5 patients, 10 patients, unless I teach the class, I won't be paid. So some stress is required, but the stress should not be beyond a limit. So what is that limit? You see, if the stress is keep on increasing, there should be an optimum level where my performance will be at peak, at the crest, the topmost. And if the more stress is being, imparted on me, my performance goes down. So there is a requirement of stress, but that stress should be at an optimum level, neither less nor more. If it is on the either sides, then we will be in trouble. Next, please. So how to deal with the stress? Next, we have a method called ATRP. A stands for analyze, T stands for tune in, R stands for respond, P stands for acting for that. So please, next. So A is for analyze. Next, that means when you are under stressful condition, you have to see what is making me in the stressful condition. One thing, when you are in stressful condition, your mind may not work, but after a certain amount of time, definitely your mind work. Then you have to think, why I'm always in stressful condition? Analyze. Next. Okay, please, previous one. So tune in. Now you have to get into that and then notice what makes me to have stress. And you have respond, deal accordingly. If I'm entering the exam hall, the way my friend was entering and then he was vomiting, but what you can do, so everybody may not be of the same physiological structure, then you can, sometimes it may help. Take a deep breath, 5 times, 10 times. You might have tried, many of you might have tried. Nowadays, in elementary schools, before the exam, they are being taught all these things. The same is true with the schools in Indonesia. So they are being trained, especially in, there are schools where we say Kendriya Vidyalaya, KV schools. So before the exam, the children up to class 10, they don't be allowed to write the exam directly. So at least 20 minutes before that, they will be made sit, and then they will be allowed to, have a deep meditation or deep breath. And they will be first allowed to read question paper, then they will be asked to answer the question paper. So that is being inculcated slowly. So the fourth one is we have to prevent. So for that, many aspects are there. We will just list upon few aspects, if not the whole scenario. Come, next please. Next. So I don't want to read out. As I said, there are external factors, which we have seen in the last slide. Maybe finance is important, personal relations, but internal factors. By our own thought process, why I should help this person? Why I should help that person? Why should not be selfish? So these are all internal factors. Next. So to understand these internal as well as external factors, we have to first study about ourselves, study about the self. Then we will understand, we will study about others. Next. The T is tune in, that is noticing early signs of stress. So there are some markers which we try to understand, that we have to capture those things before we get into the problem. Next. So I'm not going to give details, as the moderator has given me only 50 minutes. So I am left with 20 minutes. 20 minutes? Yeah. So R is respond. We have to act. Learn to respond calmly. If somebody is coming and shouting at you, you also should not shout. If you reciprocate in the same way, there is no limit for that. There is no end for that. but you have to respond in such a way that person will be cool down, calm down. When a patient comes with traumatic situation, you don't make him more traumatic. You will make him first calm. So that is what one of the things is respond. Next please. Breathe and relax. As I said, time out. Just you go out for some time from your working hours, just for a few moments, and then stay outside and have a deep breathe and then come in. It makes a hell lot difference. Next. So thought stopping. The important aspect is thought stopping. We will say, right, when we are too much stressed with especially studying, not even handling the patients, when you are studying something, so not entering into your mind, just you go out, don't think anything about your earlier process, spend some time out and then come in. So this is one of the ATRP methods, the respond. Next. So prevent, the fourth one, this is what we say, prevention is better than cure. So here in the prevention, relaxing regularly will help prevent exposure to stressful conditions. So we have to prevent that one. Next. Like, listening to a smoothing music or doing certain yoga or meditation or pranayama, breathing exercises. Next. You close that. Yeah, the most importantly, our diet. This diet is not only important for your stress management, but for your overall health. Nowadays, more cancer patients, are, the number is increasing tremendously, not only linearly, but exponentially. So because of improper diet, improper health habits, improper sleep, improper lifestyle. So unless we know, we can't tell, we can't advocate others to follow the same. So one such is the food habits. Next. So make sure you have good 3 meals a day with nutritious food. Not only proteins, but sometimes carbohydrates we require, sometimes we require vitamins, minerals and so on. Next. And avoid these harmful substances. I know there are few doctors who knows everything about their own health, about the health of others, but they still smoke. And how dangerous it is, unless we suffer, we don't understand. Well, the lung is so spongy substance, like a sponge. You try to mop the floor with the sponge, right? And the lung is like that. It is having the smallest particle, part of the organ, alveoli. It helps us in exchanging the oxygen and carbon dioxide. When we take carbon dioxide, what the alveoli we do? You are trying to choke that. And the spongy substance become very hard, and you understand how the lung will function. Well, next please. So when you come to the scientific analysis, so scientific process, that means there is a certain method by which you can understand. So the procedure is basically in scientific nature. So we understand, depending on the person, depending on the mental capabilities, mental attitude, you should take up the job. But do we do like that? In top institutes, the students go to the institute just for peer pressure, because of family pressure, because of neighbors. Oh, my son is studying in IIT. IIT is the topmost institute, engineering institute in India. So others will say, no, why not my son, not my daughter? They get into that and they come under this unnecessary stress. That is not their job, but they are entering into that. Next. So one must guess and avoid this so-called stressful situations to the maximum possible extent. You can say that, no, I don't want to enter into the engineering. I wanted to do economics. I wanted to do finance courses. I wanted to do fine arts and so on. Next. So to avoid or to minimize at least the acute stress or the episodic stress, if not the chronic stress, the third one, the dangerous one. The first two things can be, we can help ourselves by at least having sort of a power nap during your working hours. If possible, sleep for few minutes, so that will de-stress, detoxify our brain. You try and then you see, you will feel, you will experience. Unless somebody is telling, you may not be able to experience, understand, but you yourself experience, then you will feel that. Well, next, you have the sleep one, not the working hour sleep. This is not a nap, but the sleep, at least you should have 6 to 8 hours sleep. Nowadays, in the run-up for getting more and more and more money, we neglect often. Not only the sleep, but taking food in time. We don't understand the repercussions. We don't understand what it is going to lead to us. But it is very important. Having proper sleep, proper diet, and keeping our physical body in physical health. Next. Next one is exercise. Regular exercise. Not that today I'm doing is sufficient for me for the whole week or whole month. No, you have to have regular exercise, walking for at least 30 minutes. Because below this feet, you have the nerve system, nerves ending there, and they have to be de-stressed. So there are many experts in acupressure, so they know better. They even explain much more in a better way. So running, swimming, whatever the thing which likes, whatever the thing you like, you indulge in that. Next, healthy diet, stress busters. So I can speak from the Vedantic paradigm. So we have discussed about the scientific aspects. We have discussed about the philosophical aspects, argument, logic, but we can understand where the need is coming from, even from the spiritual aspects. That is what we say basically Vedantic experts. Veda means knowledge. Vedanta means end of the knowledge, conclusion. Like after our talk, the one speaker will give a gist, give an understanding. So like this, Vedanta is an end of the knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita says, foods very dear to those in the mode of goodness. Simple example, make you understand what is the food in the mode of goodness. We go to restaurant and have fruit salad. Do we go to restaurant for fruit salad? No. Many of you don't go to the restaurant for fruit salad. You go for a spicy food. And you consume the spicy food whole night. You can't get sleep. And the whole next day is gone. You can't concentrate. Forget about concentration. You can't even think about your own well-being. So painful. Tummy is full with all the junk food. And then you feel completely toxified. And you can't pay attention to your next classes in the next day. So the food very dear to those in the mode of goodness increases the duration of life. And I don't know whether you have been taught or not, how we work, how the body works is because of metabolism. Metabolism, whatever the food we consume, that is being converted into the thermal energy, heat energy. Then we could able to work. If somebody is hungry, I ask you to work, you can't work. You request some food. So that food is basically converting into the energy through metabolism. Metabolism. You come across the word, right? It should. You should also know about this because you have been taught, I guess. So if the food is good, my consciousness, my mind, my body, everything is intact. So in this Bhagavad Gita 17.8, so Krishna is telling to Arjuna, I have seen while coming from Denpasar airport, so the Arjuna was holding arrow. Karna was holding arrow to Gatotkacha. And another place where I have seen Krishna is holding Shankha and playing. So there are wonderful activities, but we can be also wonderful if we follow at least certain rules for our own health. It may be, you may be following different religions, different faiths. Definitely there are certain words which have been explained, described there to make ourselves healthy. Next, philosophical aspects of stress factor. I understand about myself. When I understand about myself, I can understand about the other self, other person. So first help myself, says you help yourself, then you can help others. Like when you go from Denpasar to Surabaya, Jakarta, in the flight, they give announcement, right? When there is a drop in the oxygen in the cabin, the oxygen mask will come out, drop down. First you help yourself, then you help the kids, you help the senior citizens, you help others who cannot do this. So what it means, you first help yourself, then you help others. Next. So these philosophical aspects of stress factor, which says that while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. I see a nice car, having all facilities, but I don't have money. Then I will go to my office, and whole day, whole month, whole year, I will be thinking when I will buy this car. So don't worry about that. If it is in your reach, it is in your capability, then you think. That means you try to delimit your desires. Limit your desires. So what it says, you have to contemplate on the objects of stress, whether I can do it or not. Then I will understand. If I can't do, forget about that. You settle with something low. But when you work more and more, then you get that one. And next, if I think this fellow is not helping me, though I helped him. So we say, he has taken my help, but he is not giving help in return, so the anger develops. So all this thing is because of the type of food we consume, and then the environment which we are residing, and then what are the situations which are forcing us to behave like this. So don't be always in the anger situation, annoyed with others. Next. So from the mode of goodness, when a person, example, when you get up in the morning, your mind is fresh. That is basically we say mode of goodness. When the day progresses, many things comes into your mind. I have to attend this, I have to attend this, I have to get this, I have to pay for this, I have to gain money for this. So that is what we say mode of passion. And the day ends, I end up in a restaurant taking very spicy foodie, and then make my stomach upset on the next day. Mode of ignorance. When we stay in the mode of goodness, Satogun we say, then my mind works very nicely. I can organize things very nicely. And I can de-stress myself from the stressful situation. Next. So mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. When I am in mode of goodness, I get the real knowledge. What is correct, what is wrong. When I am in mode of passion, so I will be greedy. I want to get more and more and more. When I'm in mode of ignorance, so madness and illusion. I will trouble others. I will kill others. So this is what, when we have this part of knowledge, then we have that part of understanding. Next. So, for this, to get into the situation of mode of goodness, the best thing would be meditation based on your own religion or faith. That will really help. What is that? Focus on non-regular distractions. Good car, good mobile phone, iPhone, smartphones, so and so. So don't concentrate on those things. Non-regular distractions. And has minimal or no relation with the activities of life. So when you meditate, when you make deep breathing, so you make, don't think about other things. And elevation of consciousness from mode of ignorance to passion to that of goodness. Next. So this is in a nutshell giving all the aspects together which we require: the scientific understanding, philosophical aspects, as well as spiritual aspects. If we have together, right now what we are doing, majorly only scientific, it's not holistic. But to make ourselves push to the level of holistic views, we need to understand the scientific aspects, we need to understand the philosophical aspects, and then together we have to go for spiritual understanding. Spiritual understanding about ourselves, importantly. Next.
Excuse me, doctor. So 5 minutes till available to deliver.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
For reminding me. So, when we have a proper stress management, what does it mean? It means I understand about the philosophical, psychofactors, stress avoiding situations, and then you have exercise, diet, devotion, and then experiential psychofactors. Experiential means you yourself are experiencing once you practice that. Next. So these are the tips to reduce, which I have said. All those things have been given in a nutshell. Next. So these are the, again, managing stressful situation, how to manage. Like you have personal productivity skills, which I know I only will try to do that. I should not touch on other things which I have no acquaintance, which I have no knowledge, a priori knowledge, advanced knowledge. Then I have present moment awareness. Enjoy the present moment, understand, make yourself aware of what you are in, where you are in, rather than worrying about what is going to happen after 10 years. Whether I get married, if after married, whether I get good children, after good children, whether they are going to settle in their lives. If not, their grandchildren, don't worry about those things. You be in your present situation. Next, leading a balanced life. And you have conflict resolution skills. If some issues comes with your colleagues, then you should be able to resolve by your own self. So these are the managing stress situation. You try to maintain a diary, journaling, where you are coming under the difficult situations, then you can go back, revisit, and then see what made me to have this situation. Then, the topmost, you can have meditation. Next. So conclusions. Next. In this world, everyone is under stress. Nobody is excused. And this is due to the negative influence of the prevailing atmosphere around us. And we can't, of course, get rid of that. We need to change our own life rather than depending on others to change our life, so that we are influenced in always positive ways. Next, to say that you change our daily routine, make a good healthy habits, good lifestyle, good food habits. So altogether, in addition to that, make meditation. Pray to the Almighty, which Madam Director has said in the starting. So your person has said in the starting that we all pray to the Almighty. So based on your faith, you pray to the Almighty for all better things to happen. So an education system founded in the synthesis, the mixing of both science and spirituality. Not only science. Alfred Nobel, he thought he has invented this bomb, dynamite, for helping the society. Alfred Nobel, many of you might be knowing, Nobel laureates, Nobel Prize is very prestigious prize in science, and then physics, chemistry, and literature, health, and so. But when he has invented the dynamite, the bomb, people were misusing that. Though the technology is for using, but it has been abused, it has been misused. Then he has instituted the Nobel Prize. Those who work for the well-being of the society, they will be given some crores of rupees. What for? What he envisaged, it has not happened. To make sure it is being minimized, he has brought this prize. So similarly, we have to have a better understanding. To have an holistic worldview, we need to have a synthesis of both science and spirituality. Science is there, but bring the spirituality, understanding about own self, start with, then you see your life is successful. Rather than grabbing, you are in the giving situation. Yeah, thank you very much for your patience hearing. So there are many aspects to make us really be de-stressful condition, but it should start with our first step. Moving towards that, inching towards that. Otherwise, we will be hearing and then going, no benefit. You try to implement in your own life. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much to Dr. Rumjiri Faka.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
It's our pleasure. So give applause for Mr. Dr. Rumjiri Faka once again. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now our agenda will be continued to our second speaker, but before that, I would like to remind to all the participants, if you have any question, just keep it until the Q&A session will be begins after the second speakers will deliver her material. Before going to deliver of the material by the second speaker, allow me to read the curriculum vitae of the second speaker as an introduction. So our second speaker is Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina, experienced Chief Financial Officer, expert in restructuring and transforming financial operation for diverse organizations including banking, logistics, and not-for-profit enterprises, facilitating change across people, processes, and systems to deliver sustainable organizational improvements. And there are several educational background from Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina. Digital transformation, platform strategies for success, MIT, Management Executive Education, as a BA, honors in Economic, Plekhanaf Region Academic of Economic, Leadership Development Program, Home Credit Group, ODC, and Master in Psychology, Psychological Intelligence Foundation, CIC, still in progress. And this is the relevant earlier career of Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina since 2010 until 2014, GSG Home Credit Bank, various to compensation and benefits manager, 2008 until 2009, DAMU Logistic Group as Deputy Chief of Finance and Economic Department, and the other relevant earlier career. And career highlights from Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina: GSC Home Credit sought to digitalize key product and infrastructure to accommodate client demands during the COVID-19 pandemic. GSC Home Credit sought to improve diversification of funding sources to ensure sustainability or profitability and improve organization Fitch rating as CFO, lead formulation of funding strategy, and the other career highlights. And career history or work experiences from Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina since 2010 until 2023, GSC Home Credit Bank, various to COO or Digital Transformation Officer since 2020 until 2023, GSC Home Credit in Vietnam, COO or Digital Transformation Officer, and the others. So that's all the curriculum vitae from our second speaker right now. And so without any further ado, before the second presentation begins, let me inform how the presentation will be going on. The speaker only have 30 minutes to deliver your material, Mrs. And after that, we continue to Q&A session. So you can ask a question to our first and second speaker. So without any further ado, from Mrs. Anastasia Vokaina, time is yours.
Okay. So I'm sure you're all very tired now because the presentation is from Ramji. Mr. Ramji is so interesting, but at the same time, so full of knowledge that it takes time to digest. So instead of giving more knowledge, because I think the presentation was so exhaustive, I would offer you to play a game now. How many of you have a phone? Yeah? So can you scan this QR code? Yeah? You can take your phone, take the photo camera, or you can go to menti.com and join the test. We'll have a small game with you, yeah? So how many of you already joined? Do you see something? So scan the QR code, go to the menti.com, yeah? So you can do next from here, okay? Yeah, next. Okay, so the first question of the game, how are you now? So say anything. I will need support from Rastava to translate.
Jadi
Yeah.
you want me to do what? I read this one. Halo. Terus. Jadi apa kabar Anda? How are you? Jadi ada beberapa pilihan yang mungkin Anda rasakan. Aku sangat baik gitu. Aku luar biasa. Aku sangat terpesona seperti itu. Ada beberapa hal yang pasti ada di dalam pikiran kita.
Terima kasih. Thank you. So now we see 155 people give the response. Wow, wow, great, yeah? So I think, wow, 176. Cool, yeah? So most of you feel good, very good. Fine, baik, yeah. Cool, cool. Okay, so if you finished, now we will go to the second question, okay? 211, oh my God, so, okay, are you all done? Ready for next question? Okay, 234, we even don't have so many people here, because online, amazing, amazing. Okay, maybe, I don't know, let's wait how much.
Some of them are online.
Yeah, yeah. Good, still good and happy. Even online people are good and happy. That's great to hear, yeah. All right. So let's go to the next question. So now we will get a bit serious, okay? In the previous presentation, Mr. Ramji talked a lot about what causes the stress. Can we go next? Yeah. So here I want you to share what really makes you stressed right now. Don't worry, no one will know what you answered because this is fully anonymous, yeah? So you just share what is in your luggage. It means what worries you, what makes you feel uncomfortable, what makes you feel stressed. Although you are good, but maybe some little anxiety is there, maybe something small. Yeah, please share. So we see now fear of being wrong. Yeah, I know that. I have it as well. When I come to the stage, I thought maybe QR code will not work and you will laugh at me. And I will be wrong, I will be shamed. That's embarrassing. I'm not as smart as they think. Exactly. And you know what? I tell you that smartest people think that they are not smart. Yeah? And those people who are not that smart, they think, oh, I'm good. So if you answer, I'm not as smart as they think, it means you are smart but humble. It's okay. Yeah? Okay. Afraid I will not pass exam. When the exam will be? What is the date for exam? Is it soon? Yeah, next week. Oh my God, that's scary. Yeah. Okay. Fear of being embarrassed. Yeah. I feel you guys. Personal relationships, students, professor drive me nuts. I'm sure in your university professors are good, but sometimes it's difficult. Don't like my job. Yeah, maybe because you don't have job yet. So maybe if I come to you in 5 years, Maybe you will be more, or maybe not, no, because maybe you are doing what you really want to do, which is amazing, yeah? Afraid to be underpaid. Yeah, so it's good. So most of you just fear of being wrong, which is absolutely fine. It means you just want to do things right, yeah? This is exactly. And why you want to do things right? Okay. Why you want to do things right? Because you care, yeah? Because you really care and you want to do your best. So good. Okay, so let's move to the next. What drives you nuts, yeah? So in the past slide, you showed like what kind of fears you have. But what exactly are the people behavior? I understand sometimes like maybe friends or some other people do something what we don't want them to do, right? Project I don't like. Okay, here we see something, yeah? Some projects that you don't like, okay. Housework, cleaning, if you ask me, I hate it, yeah? Gossiping. Manager is small here, yeah? But if you go to office, manager will be the highest. Yeah? Okay. Other people behavior, yeah. So you see, it's kind of reflection, yeah? And you can see that you may think, oh, it's only me that I think I'm not that smart. But now you see, no, it's everyone, yeah? And when we start to realize, actually, other people think the same, and other people have the same fears, and other people also have the same shame. And then it's not scary that anymore, right? Because it's just, okay, we all are human beings, right? Okay, so now I want you to just the last part of the game, the next, yeah. So what is your advice to the person, to your friend who is under stress? And obviously, yeah, you are very now knowledgeable about the stress. So after the lecture of the professor, you know everything. Just, okay, keep fighting, yeah? Don't give up. All right, good advice. Anything else? Sleep. Yeah, so professor, you see, they really listen to you. Yeah, there are replies. Enjoy. Yeah, everything is fine. Yeah, keep it up, right? Okay. What else? I don't understand it. Everything is fine. Yeah. Just enjoy sleep and fight. Yeah. And it will be fine. Okay. I don't know, Professor, did you talk about fighting in your presentation? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, but it is there. Meaning, I think you say fight the stress. Don't agree with that, right? Yeah, don't get stress, manage the stress, right? Yeah. Yeah, just fight, don't give up, yeah? This is cool. Yeah, this is very good. Spirit. So I see that in your college, the spirit is very high. Yeah? That's wonderful. Okay, now something went wrong, so I'm wrong. So my fear realized, okay? Thank you very much for this game, yeah? I'll share, and then I will resume with the initial presentation. Uh-huh. Okay, so my part will not be long, as I said, yeah, and it will be very practical. So basically, I understand you are fighters, yeah, so you will not give up. So my goal now is to give you some tools, some practical things which you can use in your daily life to fight the stress, yeah, to make sure the stress is not over you, but you over it, yeah. So what we prepared today is two things. First, we will have a very experienced psychiatrist from Russia, who is a team member of our company, and he has amazing tool how to reduce stress right now, which is used by many doctors and nurses in Russia. So it's like a best practice sharing, okay? So this is one. And second, I will show you the digital application which we work on, so that in your everyday life, you can use it and fight with stress very effectively and enjoy the life, as you said in the previous slide, yeah? Okay, so just as an introduction, my name is Anastasia. I'm career coach. I'm leadership coach. So my topic is your bright future. Yeah? As I shared, I already see the bright future in you. So the only problem which can stand, it's just that you get not enough focus, you don't get enough energy. But I see from your replies that you actually have enough energy. You said you're good and you have enough dedication. So, next please. So I want to introduce to you Youngji. Youngji is a newborn company which focus on making digital solution for reducing stress. It means you can have your phone and you can use it anytime. If you feel stress, or if you feel panic, or if you feel overwhelmed, or as you shared, that other people behavior make you nuts, you just use it. And then you feel, oh, I'm so good now, yeah? Because as Mr. Professor said, when you understand that you are under stress, it's already half a solution. So you need to slow down, say, okay, I'm under stress, okay, let me help myself. But before we go further, I will ask Yuri, the psychiatrist from the team Youngji, to introduce you a short meditation, or I would say a short tool to which you right now can test on yourself and maybe can share with you with patients, yeah, to help them to overcome the stress. Are you ready? Okay, so please applause. Yuri, please come.
Hi, how are you? Fine? Clap your hand, give me energy. Clap your hand, please. Clap, clap, clap. Yay! Thank you. 1 second, please. Okay. Prepare a little bit text for you. And first, I'm very glad to be here in front of you right now, because that job, what you do, it's calling, and it's a choice what people do in the young, and goes with choice through all the life. Profession related to help other involved. Not only physicians train, which can be relatively easily relieved. Through sleeping, spending time in nature, physical exercise, and balanced nutrition, as well as various other physical practice. We also susceptible to emotional or physical stress. and the lack of knowledge or skills in dealing with risk factor is the main problem in healthcare in all the world. I am encountered this when I work as a male nurse in the emergency department of trauma hospital. I'm faced it when I work as a doctor in a psychiatrical clinic, and the same thing I discovered when working the business team in various fields, from accounting and legal firms to design studios and fitness center. Wherever one person has to solve another person's problem or provide assistance, there is a risk of emotional burnout. This happens due to the natural tension and stress of the patient or client. Stress has a peculiar quality of being transmitted from one person to another if we don't know how to deal with it. To reduce the risk of emotional burnout, is necessary to accept a few simple truths. Find the meaning in the stressful situation you are in. What does it give you? What does it teach you? What does it allow to see in a new light? What opportunities does it open to you? Or maybe it's freeing you from something. Do not run away from the unpleasant feelings and emotion. You can escape from yourself. Allow them to be.
Can I please ask you, just slow down? Yeah. This person also under stress. This is his first speech in English.
Yes, my first speech in English.
So I asked him to give you this short meditation because it's really helped thousands of doctors in Russia. So if you just please little pay attention to his a bit slow English, then you might be able to receive something valuable. Thank you.
One meditation and free tools. Thank you. Сразу же? А инструменты, может быть? Медитация. Okay. Maybe we a little bit meditation without text. Okay. Practice. Practice. Do you want to practice? Clap your hand. Okay, let's relax a bit and shift our focus to our breath. Sit comfortable, please. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Fill your lungs filling with air. With each inhale, notice how the tip of your nose gets cooler, and with each inhale, it become warmer. Feel a wave of relaxation rising from your toes, your feet, up to your knees, your low back. Feel how it passes through your abdomen, chest, and shoulders. As you inhale, you fill every cell of your body with energy and light. As you exhale, you relax and calm down. Lang. And now turn your attention to a feeling, thought, or situation that is bothering or disappointing you. Observe it. Where does it reside in your body? Give it a shape, color, and structure. Transform it into an object. Examine it closely, explore it. You can bring it closer or move it away. Rotate it in any angle. Now take another deep breath in and out. Imagine yourself on the shore of an ocean. Look at the horizon. With each inhale and exhale, it moves further away from you. Its contours become less distinct. The shape and color become less discerned. At some point, When you are ready, with an exhale, release it beyond the horizon. Allow it to dissolve into space. See how the thread that connected you has been severed. Take a few deep breaths and open your eyes. How are you feeling? It is one of the most quickly practice to recover our emotional.
Good. Thank you very much, Yuri. Big applause. Just as a feedback, please raise your hand if you now feel a bit more calm and peaceful after the meditation than before. Can I see your hands? Yeah. Okay. So if you feel better now, yeah, raise your hand. Okay. Some feel better, some feel worse, yeah? Because we didn't give you time to sleep, maybe. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So, what I want to do now, I want to show you something very interesting. Something that can help you in your daily life to manage your stress and be in this peaceful situation, whatever comes. And I'm sure many things will come in your life. And you will be able to understand how to cope with this. Because as you said, we need to fight with stress. We cannot agree. Yeah? And just little bit information, I'm sure you all understand this part, that in our brains, we have 3 parts of brains, yeah? The neocortex, which do the thinking, the long-term vision, the future planning, then emotional limbic brains, which feels, which has empathy, yeah, which wants to connect, and the reptilian brain, which fight or flight. So, when you are in the stress, in the big stress, you might be able to go to this reptilian brain part and just survive. Okay, I'm surviving the stress. And at that moment, it's very difficult, as the professor said, as Yuri said, to come back to patient and to continue your work. So before helping others, make sure you help yourself. Just analyze, okay, which part of brains now active? Am I be able to do empathy to people? If yes, it's good, then maybe I'm stressed, but not that much. But if not, maybe you are in reptilian part. So, and this part, when it's activated, it needs time to get back. Did you see like the animal? I don't know if you see Nat Geo Wilds here, or yeah, if you see the animal, for example, zebra, Yeah? So you imagine zebra running in the field, and then tiger wants to eat the zebra. So what zebra do? They're like, it scares to death, and its reptilian brain's like, oh, okay, fight or flight, so it's run away. But then, for example, tiger, not that hungry, he said, okay, whatever, I don't care. So after 5 minutes, zebra understand, no tiger. So what zebra do? She just lay down and relax. Yeah? She doesn't go away and say, oh my God, so stressful day. So many tigers these days. Yeah? How we can survive? I'm so stressed. Yeah? Or I need to watch my phone. I need to do like Instagram or YouTube because I'm so stressed. No, zebra don't do like that. Usually they just lay down and they just don't care. And you feel like, how they can lay down so calm? Yeah, 5 minutes ago, tiger could eat you, and now you just lay down. So this is natural way how to come back from reptilian brain to this emotional brain, just through the body sensation. So you need to become, can I go next? Next, yeah. Next. Like a zebra who just doesn't care about anything, don't think about future, don't think about other people, just, okay, what is in my body? My body wants to have relaxation. Because, yes, zebra doesn't have neocortex, which maybe you say, oh, poor zebra, she can't study chemistry, yeah? She can't study mechanics, but because she doesn't have neocortex, she doesn't think about future. Just imagine zebra going to field and saying, okay, yesterday 2 tigers attacked, so today maybe 3. What shall I do? Well, and then you overthinking, yeah? So just imagine overthinking zebra. Then, yeah, she would die because of overthinking. She cannot properly manage by her nature. So in this case, you need to understand that neocortex, part of your brain, helps you to study, helps you to plan life, helps you to succeed. But when you stress, it doesn't help you anymore. It prevents you from stopping the stress. Because instead of slow down, instead of stop and say, okay, now I need just to do meditation, as Yuri said, like just imagine stress, form and throw it to the ocean, you just go and say, oh, I'm so stressed. Okay, let's do YouTube. And then, oh, let's talk to more patients because I want to feel better. But you don't feel better. You will not feel better because when you are in reptilian brain, you need just calm down and relax and see what's your body. And only that, when you feel better, you come back to patient. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not, but you always have few seconds. And it's your choice whether to spend it like scrolling, or you just close your eyes and say, okay, forget. I don't care about everyone, just myself. What's there? Just become zebra. Yeah? Next, please. So what I'm teaching young professionals like you is emotional intelligence. It's understand how your brain works and unlock your potential. It's using your neocortex only when it's appropriate, when you need to study, when you need to analyze, when you need to structure. But when you're under stress, don't listen to it because it will only overthink. Just, yeah, listen what is inside you, what body tells, and what kind of emotions you feel. So now, I prepared some surprise for you because you come today on Saturday. Yeah? This is the Saturday should be a happy family day or day for you, but you come here to listen to us. So I prepared a surprise where I want to share with you our nice tool which we prepared, which we're making, so that you understand how it works, how you can try to be zebra and get rid of stress very fast, yeah? So I will skip this for now. So the tool which helps you to connect the dots and understand what's going on in your life. For this, I will have to show you my screen because it's in my app. It's a new application which we are making. And today you will be the first people who see it. Do you want it? Are you ready? Are you sure? Maybe not. Are you here with me? Do you see my phone? So now you will see everything what is in my phone. Okay? Yes, there is YouTube also there and Instagram. But I try to not use it when I'm stressed. So what I want to show to you, it's a small application which we make to help you to cope with stress. This is Telegram. Who is using Telegram here? Can you raise your hand? Oh, quite a lot. Okay. It means when the application will be out, you don't have to download anything. You don't have to use memory of your phone. You have Telegram. So when you will have Telegram, this is Telegram, yeah? Nothing else, no magic. Okay. So then, I click, yeah, and you see it's lagging, and now I feel, oh my God, maybe it will not work. Yeah. Okay, do you see the screen? If I do like this? Oh, no, yeah. So you see, can you read the screen? So level of battery. Yeah. So just imagine you have a tool in your phone. Without application, don't need to download. You open it and it asks you, what is your battery now? From 0 to 10. So someone can tell? Who wants to share? 3, 4, 49 from 0 to 10. 9. Okay. Okay, so I put 9. Yeah? Okay, it's green. It means your energy is good. Well done, yeah? Okay, even after 3 hours of lecture, it's still good. Oh my God, you're so resilient. Okay, then I click Berkitnya. Yeah? Berkitnya means next, yeah? Okay. Then application asks, okay, what is your mood? What kind of emotions? Do you remember what I said? Emotional intelligence. It's connecting your emotion, your emotional brains with your logical brains. Yeah. So what kind of emotion? Who wants to try? Do you want? Who wants to try? Click. Yeah. You come to the stage. Okay, we have first user, yeah? So happy. You see, everyone wants to use that, but you're the first one. Okay, what's your name? So click, choose what kind of emotion. Just looking. You can actually click and see what is written. Yep. Okay. You can read out.
Kegembiraan. Kegembiraan adalah emosi positif yang dirasakan seseorang sebagai respon terhadap peristiwa, kesan, dan pencapaian.
So do you feel kegembiraan?
Yes.
Okay, then choose, click, pilih. Okay, so what other you feel?
Rasa syukur adalah sebuah perasaan hangat dan positif yang muncul saat Anda mengakui nilai seseorang atau sesuatu dalam hidup.
Do you feel rasa syukur?
Yes.
Okay, choose. So, do you think you want to choose more? You
No.
can choose up to 5.
I think it's two.
These two. Okay. Then click. Wow, you see? Okay. So now is the next step. So for these two emotions, you need to choose. What's the level? How intense you feel? Maybe you're little happy or you really happy.
I think
80%?
Yeah.
She's really happy, yeah? I envy you. Okay.
and
Wow, 100% grateful. Wow. Thank you. Give a applause. Okay. So then, okay. But then there is a next step. So, do you want to choose the next step? So here, what is the area of life that help you to feel this way? You see the icons, the creativity, then yeah.
my family, my boyfriend.
Family and boyfriend, but that's good, yeah. Now we know why she's happy, yeah.
Excuse me, miss. So I think this time was over.
Yeah,
But if
we
you
just
still need,
We just have 2 minutes.
okay.
Yeah, thanks. And sport. Okay, good. So then, yeah, we don't have time now. So then you actually can do the journaling. As a professor said, it's very good to have a journaling, yeah, for your emotions, for your stress. So here you can keep the journal, how you feel and why. And it will be recorded just for you, without with confidentiality. And then you can also see the statistic analytic, how often you feel happy, which area of life brings you more stress or which brings less, and how to work on this. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the surprise. If you enjoyed it, please scan the QR code. We just want to see your feedback, yeah? So you can share if you like it or if you understand it. If you want to use it, make sure you scan and then say, yes, I want to use it. So when it will be ready at the end of next week, we can share with you, and then you can try really use it and then share with us if it helps you. Because after all, stress is there, but when you manage it, it's not that bad, right? When you manage it, when you fight with that, it makes you stronger, not weaker. So I wish all of you to become stronger and always fight with stress. Don't allow it to manage it, and do your best for your career and for your personal life. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to Mrs. Anastasia Fogaina to deliver your material today. Give applause once again to Mrs. Anastasia Fogaina. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker has delivered their material right now. So now we continue our agenda with Q&A session. The Q&A session will open which limit 30 minutes to all the participants, be it offline in auditorium, Health Poltekkes of Denpasar. If you have any question, just raise your hand. If you join on Zoom meeting, raise your hand. And if you join to YouTube live streaming, just write down your question and fill below the comment column. So, anyone want to ask questions to our speakers today? Just raise your hand. Who choose the participants? Am I? Or could you want to? Okay. In the right.
Yes. Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to the moderator for the time that given to me. Now, in this event, I want to ask about the material that already explained it by two speakers on this event, namely about stress management. But before I ask about that material, allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Igede Mulyarta Wiguna. I'm from international class on the first level. So, as we know, all of the audience in this event will becoming a nurse when we already work in the hospital. So I think when we already work in the hospital, becoming a nurse, of course, we will find the stress patient when we already work in the hospital. That's why, on this event, I want to ask to the two speakers, how the way that can we use it as a nurse to help a stress patient in the hospital? I think that's all about my question. So once again, I want to say thank you to the moderator for the opportunity to given to me, and I want to apologize if there are wrong words that I already say, because I'm still learning English and improve my English skill on the international class. To the time, I return back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Mulyarta for the question. So I would like to ask, so this question, you want to ask to our first or second speaker? Both of them, okay.
For the first speaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you for the nice question. If I understood correctly, you say that how the nurse keeps the stress of patient under control. Is that the question? Is it that? Well, so here the patient is in different traumatic condition. I don't think the nurse is going to handle that traumatic situation. They are going to handle the psychological things or the physical aspects of the problem. Well, so here the stress management or managing the stress is basically for us. For us, the nurses. So when they go, they should not be stressed in simple language. So when they know how to handle their own stress, so then at least they can manage the patients becoming too much stressed. So they're not going to, in my understanding, the nurse is not going to handle the stress of the patient. They are there to take care of the physical, well-being of the patient. May not be, because it requires in the psychiatry. So I think she is the psychologist. Okay. So there are different aspects where the clinical psychiatry, clinical psychiatrist, so they handle that part. The nurse cannot handle, in my understanding. I hope I could able to answer your question. I think you can pass on. It's not the part of the nurse to handle. In the actual sense.
Okay, Mulyarta, have you got the point from Mr. Rumjiripaka? Apakah jawaban dari Mr. Repaka sudah jelas? Okay, thank you Mr. Rumjiripaka for the answer. So anyone else want to ask questions to our speakers? Okay, who raise hand, bring the pen, please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Let me introducing myself. My name is Natasha Desta Puspita. I am from the Diploma 3 majoring in nursing. Okay, students who are past the experience stress while studying must know how to overcome this problem, or what is often referred to as coping with stress. Students who know how they can deal with the stress, the experience will clearly see that they will be safe from feeling stress, which is a problem for them. My question, so what about students who are still less able to control the emotions that arise in them, or less able to coping with stress? I think that's all my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Is it Natasha or Mr.
Well, how to cope up with the stress in a simple language. That is what? Okay. So, as a student, as a professional, or belonging to any category, why we get stressed? Before answering to the question, I want to put another question. I'm not dodging, I will answer to the question. So have you seen the Indonesia's Special Air Force motto? Have you seen that? I was yesterday talking to one person, so I was introduced this to me. Can you translate in English, in Bahasa Indonesia? Indonesian Air Force caption of the motto.
Jadi adik punya moto dalam hidup nggak selama ini? Bisa disampaikan motonya? Bisa di searching di Google moto Angkatan Udara Indonesia apa?
It means what they are supposed to do. Motto means in a simple language. Okay, I will answer to that, to my own question. So, karmanyevadikaraste. So, if you see the internet, you can browse that, the same, just 4 words. When we are being a student, I will come to the meaning of that. When we are a student, when we are a professional, when we are in business, when we wanted to say something, we are becoming over ambitious. You can later translate that in Bahasa Indonesia. You want to translate simultaneously? I want this answer to go to them. So we become over ambitious.
Jadi kita semuanya ini menjadi sangat berambisi, ya.
Yeah. So earlier, initially, we never think about what to achieve. As I said, we came only for degree.
Namun kita tidak pernah berpikir apa step-step yang harus akan kita capai. Jadi kita hanya berpikir hanya mendapat gelarnya saja.
By seeing the peers, the friends, seniors, colleagues, so we get to know, oh, I have to achieve so much apart from degree.
Jadi dengan bertemu dengan orang-orang yang sudah menjalankan karir itu atau teman, kita akhirnya mengetahui, oh sebenarnya saya harus meraih banyak hal. Jadi selain hanya titel itu.
We forgot for what we came, and in the process we get to know many things which we may not be able to think of. So we get stressed. First thing, I will answer to the remaining part.
Jadi pertama kita tidak memikirkan hal itu, tapi setelah kita menjalani prosesnya, seperti misalnya belajar ini, baru kita merasakan, oh ternyata kita menghadapi begitu banyak hal yang hal itu menyebabkan kita stres.
So why we get stressed is, I did something, I came here for something, so I am doing something, so I should get in return, compulsorily.
Jadi pada umumnya kita menjadi stres karena apa? Saya melakukan ini, saya datang ke sini, saya telah memberikan sesuatu, saya menginginkan untuk mendapatkan sesuatu, dan akhirnya kita stres.
Which is not wrong, as long as we are in the limits.
Memang ini tidak salah, tapi sepanjang kita tahu Apa batasnya?
But the same motto which your Special Air Force of Indonesian government says, Karmanyevadikaraste. So Karmanyevadikaraste means you perform your action. Don't anticipate for the result. But what we do here, before performing action, we expect whether I am going to get a job, whether I am going to get good job, whether I am going to get a best job. So that is where what is going to happen in the future, which is much far, but we start thinking about that rather than thinking about the present, which I said in my slides.
Jadi semboyannya Angkatan Udara itu karmani ewa dikaraste. Jadi kita hanya bekerja saja tanpa memikirkan hasil. Kemudian tapi apa yang terjadi, kita begitu melakukan sesuatu, kita sudah berpikir apa yang harusnya kita capai, dan itu membuat kita stres. Itulah yang terjadi.
So now coming to the practical aspect.
Sekarang kita pikirkan atau pada aspek yang praktis ya.
So live in the present first. Try to acquire the required knowledge. Then definitely if you have sufficient knowledge, then automatically your endeavors will be successful.
Jadi berusaha berada dalam situasi sekarang ini, kemudian raih apa yang harusnya kita raih, pengetahuan dan sebagainya dalam level yang maksimal, kemudian pasti nanti akan mencapai sukses di kemudian hari.
For example, so Madam has said you practice for 1 minute, 2 minutes meditation, which is not otherwise possible at this stage. But when you get acquainted, when you get more acquainted, then definitely you would be doing, right? In the same way, anything which you start first time is difficult.
Jadi sama halnya kalau kita tadi diajarkan bagaimana mempraktikkan sebuah meditasi dan diharapkan itu mendapat hasil bagi Anda ya seperti Anda inginkan. Tetapi ketika kita melakukan pertama kali, mungkin pertama kali tidak akan mendapatkan hasil seperti itu. Tapi kalau Anda sudah terus mempraktikkannya, pasti akan mencapai hal yang diinginkan.
Yeah, sorry for this long response. I thought giving answer to that point may not be sufficient enough. So that I was trying to make more fortifying the answer. That's the reason for this long answer.
For this question?
Yeah.
Ya, jadi untuk pertanyaan seperti tadi itu tentu saja tidak bisa langsung dijawab, dijelaskan, tapi seperti itulah kira-kira cara nanti menghadapi stresnya.
Start biting slowly, one by one.
Ya, jadi mulai
then
dari
things
satu,
will
sedikit,
also
sedikit.
fall in your way. Don't get stressed.
Jadi mengerti ya? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get stressed.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Yeah, please.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So I have, let me introduce myself first. My name is Putu Rasidi Febrianti. You can call me Rasiti. I'm from Diploma 3 of Nursing Department. So I have a question for Dr. Ramji. So my question is, during you presenting your material, you have mentioned about the eustress and distress before. So eustress is a good stress that help us to reach our peak performance, and the distress is the opposite of the eustress. So my question is, how do we managing our stress? So it will be always be eustress that make us reach our peak performance. Thank you.
Come again, the last line. The last sentence, can you repeat?
How do we managing our stress? So it will be always be the eustress that help us reach our peak performance.
Big performance.
Yes.
Big performance.
The peak. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful question. Simple thing. You have to go to the first floor of a building. You have to come here from the ground floor, right? Sorry, please help me.
Jadi diumpamakan tadi bagaimana Anda sudah sampai di sini, Anda harus dari bawah kan naik ke atas.
So definitely you go one by one step.
Jadi harus satu tangga dinaikin.
So I have given the example in the last question, the karmanyavadhikaraste. So being in this situation, we cannot stop ourselves from anticipating the results.
Jadi tadi sudah dicontohkan bagaimana kita mengantisipasinya dengan selalu berpikir tidak terikat pada hasilnya, tapi berada dalam situasi sekarang ini dan selalu siap untuk mengantisipasi.
So it is common to expect something, and if we don't expect, as I have shown the curve, the stress curve, you are always on the left bottom. So there is no stress, no activity, no outcome. Right? That you understand? So when you wanted to definitely come to the first floor, you have to bite one by one. When you think, no, I have to go fast, super fast than others, my peers, then I will start jumping rather than getting onto the stairs.
Jadi tentu saja di awal kita memiliki ekspektasi di awal. Kalau kita menjalaninya secara pelan-pelan, menyelesaikan masalah sedikit demi sedikit, kita akan sampai. Namun kadang-kadang kita selalu mengharapkan itu seketika terjadi. Kita melompat, saya ingin lebih hebat dari teman-teman saya, dan kita akan jumping, dan itu menyebabkan kita stres.
So let you understand yourself.
Jadi mulailah mengerti siapa diri kita sebenarnya.
In your own capabilities.
Seberapa kapasitas kita, kemampuan kita.
So that you will understand what much you can hold.
Jadi kita mengetahui seberapa besar atau seberapa jauh kita dapat menjalani atau menampung bebannya.
So we all have enormous, capabilities to achieve, but that has to happen step by step.
Kita memiliki kemampuan kalau secara total sangat luar biasa, tetapi itu akan kita raih step demi step, ya. Maksudnya kita akan capai.
Keep your ambitions up and then fight, as other speakers said. It is required, but don't fight to the extent that I want to come from the ground floor to the top floor in one step.
Ya, jadi biarkan harapan Anda itu yang tertinggi, tapi jangan mengharapkan itu akan terjadi seketika. Jalanlah step seperti itu.
So that is where ATRP stands for. You first analyze, tune in, respond, prevent. So that when we understand this, when we experience, it's not that I am telling you do meditation, but you are not practicing. You don't understand the result of that. Once you practice, then you will understand that. So ATRP in a simple language.
Ya, tadi ATRP. Analysis, tuning, respond, prevent. Jadi kita pertama-tama harus mengerti apa kapasitas kita apa, ya. Kemudian tune bagaimana kita menghadapi stres itu, kemudian bagaimana kita berespons, bagaimana kita mencegahnya.
Okay. Hope I could respond to your question.
Ada yang kurang jelas? Clear. Jadi clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Anyone else want to ask question? Okay, please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Niputu Febi Prasyadewi. I'm from Diplomat 3 majoring in nursing level 1. Okay, I'm going to ask here. We as students are often given lots of sudden excitement with short deadline of 1 to 2 days. And this excitement are given simultaneously. We will automatically feel stressed. What do you think about how we can organize ourselves so that we don't get stressed to be able to complete quality excitement with short deadlines? Excitement.
So how
That's
we can cope
my question.
in solving the assignment.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, good question. So you want to solve the assignment only in one day. That is your target, right? Assignments. Yeah, so many assignments in a short span of time. Yeah, so this is many students ask there in my institute as well. Sometimes they come and then say, sir, please give more time for the assignment.
Jadi hampir sama pertanyaannya, semua orang itu murid-murid beliau juga, oh saya dia stres, lebih baik mohon diberikan saya waktu lebih banyak lagi.
So I think many of you know cricket.
Jadi Anda tahu ada harga kriket?
Okay, so it is a game which is popular in many of these India. You bat with the ball, hit the ball with the bat.
Ya, main kasti kalau di sini yang sederhananya.
There are 3 formats. One is test cricket, which goes for 5 days. I will tell the reason why I am giving the example. There is a one-day cricket which goes for 7 hours. And there is third format, which is a very short format, which goes for, which we say T20, which goes only for 1.5 hours. 5 days, 1 day, and then few hours of a day. So what I mean to say, when the exams come or when the classes go on, we often, as a student, what we do, we only read at the end of the, just before the start of the exam or 1 day before the exam. Just you translate that.
Jadi dicontohkan di sini untuk permainan kriket tadi itu ada yang permainan 5 hari, ada yang 2 hari, ada yang 2 jam seperti itu. Dan itu untuk memudahkan nanti menjelaskan bagaimana kalau kita menghadapi ujian itu, kadang kita hanya mau ujian saja, mau membacanya.
So whether it is an exam, it is a class test, or it is an assignment, because we are not well informed of the content. That means we have not gone through the material a priori. We have not studied in advance.
Jadi sebabnya adalah karena kita tidak belajar dengan baik sekali. Jadi kita tidak terlalu aware bahwa kita ini sedang baik pada saat kita belajar secara keseluruhan maupun untuk menghadapi ujian, itu kita tidak belajar dengan baik. Tidak mengerti apa substan yang sedang kita pelajari itu.
The curriculum or the program is in such a way that today classes are over, you are supposed to go through the content. Like that, you have to go through for all the classes, all the days of your course. That means today class is over, we have to understand, we have to study. When the next assignment comes also, we can be able to do that.
Ya, jadi maksudnya seharusnya kalau kita sudah belajar hari ini penuh, maka kita harus yakinkan bahwa kita memang sudah mengerti apa yang telah dipelajari itu, kemudian baru belajar yang materi yang berikutnya di kemudian hari, di esok harinya.
So what happens in T20? The player comes, if he hits, it goes to 4 or 6, or the bails will go off, the wickets will go off. But in 1 day, the person makes good practice. In test cricket, the 5 days, it tests the endurance of the player. If the player is well, practiced, well knowledge, then he can play. Otherwise not. You first explain. The test requires huge skills use practice. One day less, T20 even less. If he hits, he's successful, not failure. Can you tell? 5 days is test. Test is more, more strength, more practice.
Jadi
more
para
endurance.
pemain kriket itu dites, maksudnya ada tes selama kita juga dites seperti ini belajar. Para pemain kriket itu sebelum kompetisi juga dites ya. Ada tes 5 hari, tes 2 hari, tes 1 hari. Jadi tes yang terakhir itu malah bukan hanya untuk praktis ini saja, tapi malah untuk tes untuk secara komprehensif kita bagaimana bereaksi dengan.
So first, the straight answer to your question is, when we study, as in when the syllabus is covered on that day, you will feel that you are not stressed when it comes to the next day exam, assignment, or class test.
Jadi kalau kita memang benar-benar mempelajari apa yang telah dijelaskan atau kita dapat kuliah itu secara benar, maka untuk mempelajari mata pelajaran berikutnya juga kita tidak akan stres. Kemudian juga menghadapi ujian dan sebagainya kita tidak akan stres.
So when you come here out of your own interest, show the same interest during the whole curriculum where you stay here in this
Jadi
campus.
kalau kita memang belajar atau contohnya di tempat ini, ketika kita saat belajar itu benar-benar fokuskan perhatian Anda pada pelajaran itu sehingga Anda bisa menguasainya dengan baik.
You will have stress, but as I said in the starting of the stage, you will enjoy that stress,
Jadi
not
memang
beyond the peak stress.
jadi maka Anda pada saat itu ujian itu tidak akan mengalami stres yang begitu hebat. Memang harus stres tapi masih dalam kapasitas Anda.
We have to fight, as and the speaker
Kita
said.
harus berjuang.
That is there.
Ya.
Okay?
Oke.
Thank you.
Sudah terjawab? Oke, itu ya. Silakan ya, Bu.
So I think we have 10 minutes left. Anyone want to ask question again? Okay. Mr. Neri, please.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Ramzi. Okay. I would like to say thank you very much for your shared information this morning, Mr. Ramzi, Mrs. Anastasia, and all from today's lecture. So, okay, I would share for my competition in nursing. Maybe we are in nursing, stay 24 hours with patient. We sometimes get a patient with stress, like the example when they surgery or when they is entering the hospital. And sometimes we guide them, the patient, to what the management stress, like relaxing and breathing deeply, and meditation to manage the stress. There are so many activities in hospital make the patient stress. Maybe there is some activity from the nurse to guide the patient how to manage the stress, not from the material, not for us, for ourselves to develop how to manage our stress, but the material is a very advantage to us, to me and our student, to guide the patient how to manage the stress.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your shared information, and it's very amazing information. Thank you, Mr. MC.
Thank you, madam, for the appreciation. Yeah. So as we have an experience. So stress is inevitable. Stress is inevitable, we cannot avoid. But to a certain extent, we can manage beyond the optimum level. So to manage the stress, first, I think we have to manage our activities. We have to make a schedule that everybody knows, but we don't follow often. So we have a calendar, we have a day-wise schedule. I used to do it during my PhD days, during my master days, during my BTech days. So as long as I was following that schedule, really I was in a very comfortable situation. When
Translate.
I don't, oh yeah, oh sorry.
Jadi untuk lebih jelasnya saya translate. Jadi pertanyaannya tadi bagaimana kita bisa membantu memanage membantu pasien untuk memanage stresnya.
Ya, bukan bertanya mungkin, tapi appreciate with the material, because the material can we apply maybe not for ourselves, tapi but the material he's given from Mr. Ramzi can we apply to the patient, maybe education from the patient to ease the pain, to manage the stress. I'm not asking for something, but I'm appreciate for your information, for your informative material, and then I and my student will apply to not for ourselves, but to our patient in hospital. But maybe sometimes patient face the mild stress, like to the surgery, mungkin akan pembedahan, or the entering the hospital is a very stress. Not asking question, but appreciate your material. Thank you.
I understand, madam. So there is a clinical psychiatry. So clinical psychiatry, the person who has undergone the clinical psychiatry course. So here, when we are discussing about the stress management or managing the stress, so we are not talking basically about the patient. Okay. We are talking about ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
So we are not in a position to train them unless we get training for that.
Okay.
Yes, madam, that is the limitation which we have.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ramzi.
Saya terjemahkan. Jadi pertanyaan Ibu, bagaimana Ibu mengharapkan bagaimana apa yang disampaikan tadi itu bisa menjadi kiat-kiat untuk bisa kita membantu memanage pasien, membantu pasien memanage stresnya. Nah, jadi penjelasan beliau, jadi kuliah ini lebih banyak untuk bagaimana kita sendiri yang menghadapi pasien-pasien itu bisa memanage stres kita. Tadi juga disampaikan, saya tambahin dulu ya, bahwa stres itu bisa transmitted, jadi kita bisa ketularan stres kan. Ada yang sudah pernah tugas di rumah sakit, kalau pasien itu stres begitu, kita jadi seperti itu bisa. Jadi kita merasakan seperti itu dan kita menjadi stres, bahkan kita bisa menjadi lupa apa pekerjaan yang harus kita lakukan. Ya, apa ini ya. Nah itulah. Jadi pada lecture ini atau kuliah ini lebih menekankan pada kalau kita sebagai nanti seorang profesional, bagaimana kita mampu menjadi memanage stres kita. Kita tidak menjadi stres di hadapan orang stres. Oke? Ya, tadi stepnya tadi A, analyze, tune. Ketiga, response sama prevent. Keempat hal ini kita harus melatih ya. Terima kasih.
Madam, the patient is not in a position to listen to our words. He is already traumatic. So we can't train them, we can't give him our experience. So this is for us so that we don't get, stressed. So for that requires special, persons, the clinical psychiatrists.
Okay.
I hope I could able to convey.
Yeah. I understand that. Thank you, Mr. Ramzi. Yeah.
Okay, 5 minutes left. Anyone to ask question again? Okay, please.
Okay, good morning all. Thank you for the time that is given to me. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Putoide Septianggarani. I am from 1A class. So I want to ask a question. The question is, why is in today modern area, stress level are getting higher? And is stress is normal? Do we need to feel a little bit of stress to increase our enthusiasm for life maybe? Okay, that's all from my question. Thank you.
Stress? Why we are getting more stress?
Can you repeat one more? What is your question? The point.
Why stress level are getting higher?
Why stress level getting higher?
And is stress is normal? And do we need to feel a little bit stressed to increase our enthusiasm for life?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, same good question. Why we need to have higher levels of stress? If we have no stress, no work, we need to have a little stress. So as I mentioned, we need to have at least some stress, manageable stress, which is, pleasurable stress. It's not that I am doing something, but I am under huge stress, I may not be able to understand. So it requires some stress.
Jadi dalam hidup ini kita memerlukan stres juga dalam batas tertentu. Jadi untuk kita bisa merasakan nikmat dalam hidup.
Suppose you require a degree, for that you need to study, but the institute declares that need not to study, but degree will be given. Are you going to study?
Jadi contohnya kalau kita masuk ke Poltekkes, kita akan sebenarnya masuk ini akan langsung dapat gelar. Kamu tidak perlu belajar. Apakah itu bisa?
No, right? We venture into that. We have that endeavor to take something.
Kita ingin menghadapi hal itu dan kita ingin merasakan menderitanya sebagai pelajar.
Now, coming to the point why we are getting more stressed, I want to earn some money in a month, in a year, in a span of 10 years. If I want to earn the same money which is required for 30 years in 1 year, if that becomes over ambitious, we become more stressful. Simple answer, straightforward answer.
Jadi sederhananya kalau kita misalnya kita sedang bekerja dan mendapat gaji, harusnya tapi kita sudah bercita-cita saya harus mengumpulkan sebanyak ini uang dan harusnya saya harus bekerja selama 30 tahun baru mengumpulkan uang sebanyak itu. Tetapi saya sedang berpikir bagaimana saya tidak mau 30 tahun, saya harus dapat uang itu 1 tahun. Bagaimana Anda tidak stres? Pasti kan? Itu namanya over ambitious.
We need to put our efforts, no doubt. Without that, nothing is possible. Nobody is going to pay us, nobody is going to give us a job. But it should be in the capacity where we can absorb. Stress equal to force by absorbing capacity.
Jadi kita tetap harus berusaha, namun dalam kapasitas yang kita bisa kita serap atau bisa kita jalani.
Ya, thank you. So there are certain tools which are there to quantify. May not be exactly, but they may not be the ultimate solution unless we feel, we experience, and we implement.
Jadi memang ada banyak alat-alat untuk bisa menghitung berapa beban kita atau stres kita itu. Memang, namun itu sebenarnya tidak eksak sekali. Sebenarnya yang paling penting adalah bagaimana Anda merasakan itu. Kita harus mengalaminya. Atau pengalaman itulah yang akan membantu Anda untuk merasakan maupun mengatasi stres itu.
Okay, thank you so much for all the participants who was asked questions to our speakers, and thank you Mr. Ramjuri Paka for answer the question, and thank you for Dr. Nyoman Tri Astawa to translate our speaker answer. So before the agenda today was ended, there was a conclusion that will deliver by Dr. Nyoman Tri Astawa SPPD. To Mr. Dr. Nyoman Tri Astawa SPPD, the time is yours.
Baiklah, adik-adik semua, saya akan coba memberikan summary dari apa yang telah kita lakukan ini. Saya sebenarnya mohon maaf sama ibu dosen sama ini, memang apa namanya, kalau kurang pas karena kita kan profesinya lain ya, mungkin Anda memiliki lebih hati gimana cara menyampaikan dengan siswa. Tapi menurut pandangan saya dari diskusi yang tadi, dari pemaparan sangat cukup informatif dan itu sangat kita butuhkan ya. Dan coba kita lihat apa yang telah disampaikan oleh beliau, bagaimana kita adalah ilmu yang sangat penting sekali. Sama seperti tadi di awal kita sudah diberitahu bahwa siapa yang di antara kita yang bebas dari stres. Dan kita makin berusaha menjalaninya sampai seperti tadi untuk kita menjadi lebih semangat dan kita kalau malah tanpa stres malah nggak ada semangat. Coba seperti tadi mau dikasih ijazah aja langsung ya. Dan stres itu akan selalu kita jalani terus baik di sekolah ini maupun saat bekerja tadi. Tadi Ibu juga dan beliau juga psikiater juga pernah bekerja di UGD juga tadi diceritakan bahwa dia mengalami stres. Dan yang paling penting bagaimana kita berusaha memanage. Tadi yang paling penting sederhana sekali, mungkin ini sangat penting lah sekali. ATRP. Ya. Berusaha menganalisis stres kita, kemudian tuning what is the tune means you will get content and then you will try to understand. Jadi tuning artinya kita mampu mengerti satu analisis ini penyebabnya, kemudian kok ini yang membuat saya stres, kan gitu ya. Satu identifikasi analisis ini penyebab stres saya. Kedua, kenapa kok ini yang menyebabkan saya stres? Apa aja faktor-faktor yang membuat saya stres ini, itulah ya. Yang ketiga adalah respon. Bagaimana jangan sampai saya terlalu menjadi depres oleh hal ini, kan gitu loh. Kalem dulu kan. Baru terus berusaha mengatasinya sedikit-sedikit ya. Namun yang paling penting adalah bagaimana kita bisa mencegah sebelum stres itu. Jadi ya, pada saat stres itu kita sudah tahu akan menghadapi beban. Jadi sebelum menghadapi stres itu kita harus melakukan berbagai hal yang akan membuat kita kuat menghadapi stres di kemudian hari. Jadi kalau saya sebagai dokter misalnya selalu mengatakan olahraga pada saat sehat kan, selalu. Kita berolahraga pada saat sehat kan. Pada saat sakit kita suruh pasien berolahraga? Enggak kan? Nanti kalau sudah sehat berolahraga ya supaya sehat. Pada saat sakit di rumah sakit jangan suruh berolahraga. Mungkin juga ada senam-senam tertentu pada saat sakit, tapi untuk bagian tertentu. Tapi pada umumnya olahraga pada saat kita sehat ya untuk mencegah. Dan kembali lagi untuk mencegah itu sebenarnya yang sangat penting ya. Tadi kan pertanyaannya lebih banyak seperti itu kan. Sekarang kan belum ujian kan, tapi Anda sudah merasakan ketakutan nanti kalau ujian nanti saya akan stres banyak, padahal belum ujian. Ya. Sekarang saya udah berpikir nanti kalau saya jadi perawat saya akan stres, ya, sekarang udah berpikir ya. Nah itu, jadi dari awal kita mempersiapkan. Nah tadi sebenarnya dari Prof. Ramji sudah memberikan bagaimana tadi yang ATRP itu dalam berbagai level tingkatan, baik level fisik, secara fisik gimana kita mempersiapkan diri atau merespon, kemudian dengan olahraga dan sebagainya, secara psikologis level yang lebih tinggi, psikologis kan itu, kemudian secara lebih spiritual, seperti itu kan. Spiritual artinya dalam hubungan kita sebagai sang diri berkaitan dengan kesadaran. Ada juga praktek-praktek yang sudah dijelaskan yang akan dapat membuat kita menjadi lebih ready atau lebih siap menghadapi stres itu dengan cara memahami di dalam mood apa kita, apakah dalam mood kebodohan atau mood atau nafsu atau dalam mood kebaikan. Jadi orang yang dalam mood kebaikan dia akan lebih ready dalam menghadapi stres seperti itu. Itu secara spiritual dan itu bisa dipraktekkan dengan praktik-praktik spirituality yang kita jalani. Jadi baik dalam berbagai tradisi keagamaan. Jadi ada praktik-praktik yang membuat kesadaran kita menjadi lebih bagus, kesadaran lebih tinggi artinya memiliki karakter yang kaya akan nilai-nilai seperti kasih sayang, rasa hormat atau rendah hati, tidak ingin dihormati atau rasa jujur dan sebagainya. Kalau kita memiliki karakter-karakter itu pada umumnya karakter-karakter yang baik yang lainnya juga kita miliki. Demikian juga karakter yang kita akan miliki berkaitan dengan menahan stres seperti itu. Nah, kemudian tadi ada jadi ada tadi Miss Anastasia tadi menguraikan hal-hal berkaitan dengan fungsi di area-area di otak yang sebenarnya itu bagian dari neuropsikiatri ya namanya istilahnya. Bagaimana proses Anda beraktivitas yang mempengaruhi emosional dan apa yang akan terjadi di otak kita dan hubungannya itu. Dan kalau ada parameternya dengan scan gambar-gambar yang tadi itu ada namanya energy scan ya, yang aura scan ya, aura scan. Nah, seperti itu kalau dalam bantuan fisik. Tapi yang paling penting adalah di dalam hati kita. Sebelum itu mungkin saya akan close dengan lebih praktis ya. Tapi sebelum itu tadi bagaimana kita merasakan itu, saya ingin menambahkan sedikit untuk memperjelas ini. Bahwa kita yang harus merasakan itu untuk menghadapi stres, demi stres harus dijalani sehingga kita kapasitas menghadapi stres itu akan makin tinggi. Persis seperti kalau kita makan ya, kalau kita makan, kita awalnya kita stres atau ada masalah saya kelelahan, lapar, ingin makan ini belum capek, akhirnya kita makan. Pada saat makan itu kita mengunyah makanan, kemudian kita merasakan ada rasa enak di lidah, sehingga kita makanan ini enak, kita makin lahap jadi makan ya, karena makin enak makin lahap makan. Kemudian pada akhirnya setelah itu sudah selesai makan, apa yang terjadi? Kita merasa lapar itu sudah hilang ya, padahal pada saat makan kita tidak memikirkan sudah berapa lapar saya hilang ya, sudah berapa lapar saya hilang, kita tidak pernah berpikir hal itu kan. Tapi kita makan aja asik, malah tambah bersemangat. Kurang ini, kurang pedas, kurang ini, gitu. Nah, tapi setelah selesai, saya kok lapar, saya udah hilang nih. Kemudian, saya udah siap. Ayo kita lakukan lagi hal ini, lakukan ini. Artinya kita menjadi kuat, bersemangat. Jadi 3 hal itu bahkan tanpa disadari dia terjadi seketika. Begitu juga kalau kita melakukan suatu kegiatan yang kita lakukan. Jadi 3 hal itu bisa tercapai sekaligus. Nah itu sebenarnya itu adalah pendekatan yang holistik seperti tadi yang terakhir disampaikan ya, bahwa apa cara kita mencapai dan apa mood kita mencapai, mengapa kita mencapai hal itu. Kalau itu kita terlalu ambisius, biasanya ambisius terlalu selfish ya, untuk diri sendiri. Tapi ambisius yang besar itu tetap kita jaga kalau kita hubungkan dengan ambisius dari service untuk orang lain. Biasanya tidak akan begitu memberikan stres. Nah itu ambisius yang tidak selfish itu sebenarnya akan memberikan energi, memberikan kelegaan, malah semangat, motivasi yang berlebihan. Misalnya Anda ingin Misalnya, saya ingin menjadi perawat yang paling bagus, nanti setelah saya menjadi perawat bagus, saya akan menjadi pengajar ke sini membuat adik-adik saya itu menjadi perawat-perawat yang mudah sekali belajar. Itu ambisius yang sangat bagus, itulah akan memberikan dampak positif. Itulah makanya kita selain belajar tentang psikologisnya itu, kita juga harus belajar mengenai nilai-nilai. Jadi itulah di sanalah kita jadi namanya kebijaksanaan spiritual yang berkaitan dengan pemahaman diri. Jadi tadi menganalisis siapa diri kita sendiri, juga menganalisis siapa diri kita secara lebih dalam. Kita adalah sang jiwa yang penuh harusnya kasih sayang, di bawah perlindungan Tuhan dan sebagainya. Itu akan membuat kita stres kita jadi hilang. Saya kira seperti itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Sebenarnya yang terakhir, bahwa dalam kita berprofesi sebagai tenaga kesehatan, ya ini praktis ya. Jadi nanti adik-adik, mungkin ada yang sudah pernah ke Kelungkuk sama saya ketemu, belum ya? Karena ini masih belum praktik ya, belum. Jadi begitu, sama seperti ibu alami pasien itu stres dan kita bisa ini. Jadi nomor satu, aplikasikan bahwa kita tidak boleh stres dulu. Yang kedua, kita harus punya motivasi untuk, paling tidak motivasi, untuk bisa mengurangi stresnya. Walaupun secara keahlian yang maksimal kita tidak memiliki. Jadi moodnya itu penting. Sehingga kita pada saat itu, saya mau tenang di depan ini, walaupun dia menangis dan menderita, itu saya ingin menenangkan diri kita. Saudara tenang. Tadi aja mungkin kita habis dimarah-marah sama ibu di rumah, kita masih stres, tapi di depan pasien, karena pasien stres, kita harus lupakan apa yang kita dimarah tadi, stres kita itu. Nggak boleh kita tampil seperti itu, karena kita ingin membantu orang yang stres itu. Kalau kita malah biarkan stres kita, kapan kita membantu mereka? Oke, saya kira itu dulu. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you so much to Dr. Nyamantri Astawa for the summary that was mentioned. And well, we finally come to the end of the panel agenda. Thank you very much to all the speakers, to Dr. Ramji Vipaka, Mrs. Anastasia Fogaina, and also Dr. Nyamantri Astawa, for the great material that shared to all of us today. And for all the participants, I would like to say thank you very much for wonderful participants during this session. And hopefully we can meet again in some other agenda. I would like to say thank you, and the time I will return to Master of Ceremony. Thank you.
Alright, I would like to say thanks to Gede Aditya as our moderator who has guided the delivery of materials and discussion session of our speakers today.
Boleh saya sampaikan sesuatu sedikit? Oke. Tadi kan kalau kita menghubungkan sains spirituality yang kita ini kan itu ada display buku-buku juga di sana. Kalau tertarik, siapa tahu ingin membaca seperti buku. Kalau kita menganalisis secara sains, kemudian beliau juga menyampaikan bahwa hal yang spirituality juga kita tahu, tapi yang paling penting adalah bagaimana cara mensintesis. Jadi mengaplikasikan sains yang kita miliki dan alternatif sains yang ada di dalam pengetahuan spiritual itu untuk menjalani kehidupan ini secara selaras. Keduanya bisa berperan seperti itu. Bisa ada beberapa buku yang di sana bisa dipamerkan dan bisa juga dibeli. Sukses semua.
Alright, thank you so much. Again, thank you so much to Gede Aditya for the participation and guiding the delivery of material by the speakers today. We are so proud to having you as our moderator today. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is the handover of appreciation certificate to all the speaker and moderator, and also the handover to give to her Poltekkes of Denpasar. So without reducing any respect, please all the speaker and moderator to stand up. We invite Mrs. Anastasia to get on the stage. Alright, please all the speaker and moderator to stand up properly. Alright, the first is delivering certificate. Let me repeat it again. The first is delivering certificate to Mr. Dr. Ranjiro Paka as our first speaker. Please give applause for Mr. Ranjiro Paka. The next speaker is Anastasia Vogina as our second speaker today. Give applause to Mrs. Anastasia. The last speaker is Mr. Dr. Nyoman Triastawa, also as our speaker. Give applause to Mr. Dr. Nyoman Triastawa. To all the speaker and moderator, the certificate will be sent by online. The last but not least, the next is delivering certificate to our moderator, Keperawatan Aditya. Please give applause to our moderator today. Let me read it again. The certificate will be sent by online. The next is delivering gift to Poltekkes of Denpasar. The speaker and moderator please keep standing. We invite our guest Dr. Krishnawan Abinata, accompanied with the Secretary of Nursing Department, the Head of Diplomacy Program of Nursing Department, the Head of the Nurse Professional Applied Bachelor Study Program of Nursing Department, to get on the stage. The next agenda is delivering gift to Poltekkes of Denpasar. To all the invitation, please stay on the stage. Now we are going to the documentation session. Without reducing our respect, let me ask our Master of Ceremony lead the way on the documentation session. Let me count it from 1, 2, 3. Take the pick. And more. Let me count it from 3, 2, 1. Take the pick. And the last. Let me lead it. And I count it from 1, 2, 3. Take the pick. Please all the invitation, speaker and moderator to leave the stage. Thank you so much. We will say to our integration to the speaker and the moderator in this event. Before continuing to the next agenda, I would like to remind to all participants on Zoom meeting, please fill the evaluation link that has been shared by the committee. Thank you for the attention. Ladies and gentlemen, this event of Kuliah Tamu Nursing Department Health of Poltekkes Denpasar 2023 with Team Stress Management has been successfully to be held. Thank you so much to all attendees who have been able to attend the event today. On behalf of the committee, I apologize if there are any words or mistake that I made in becoming the master of ceremony on this event. We hope you learned something and got new experience. This experience will be the infestation for your future, and experience is a teacher in your life. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on the next association. I close the event with Parama Santi. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Nama Budaya. Good afternoon. Have a great day.